everyone. Today we're here at Maple Hill Farms in Barton, Vermont to meet with Nick and Stephanie. They've got some really amazing products that we're hoping to add to the garden shop. As you can see, I'm missing my partner in crime, Hillary. It is springtime. I know you can't really tell, but it is Vermont springtime, and Hillary's getting set up with some flowers, and she is overloaded with them. So I am on my own today with Tough. Oh, did they fall over?
Come in, hello!
Hi guys, how are you? It's me!
Welcome!
Thank you. We're super excited to be here.
I am super excited that you're here.
Awesome, awesome. Nick, we're going to keep you right center focused, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. So we're super excited today. So we will get started in the kitchen. You guys ready?
I love our new kitchen.
Awesome.
We should keep this all the time.
How excited are you to be on the show?
It's exciting.
I am super excited. I have been waiting for our opportunity, so we're happy you picked us.
We are excited too. Hillary and I were talking, and I was like, "Did you see?" And you're going to tell me why. Maple Hill Farms is doing spices.
Yeah.
And I got so excited. I was like, I've got to get me some. So I did. And I heard something outside my door at the house, and I was like, what is that? And I peek out the window like, who's here? Because sometimes I'm not fully clothed in my house. So I look out the window, and there goes Maple Hill Farms truck.
Yep.
Hand delivered my spices.
Hand deliver.
You must have known I was like super excited.
Yes.
Or you used to do that to all your customers.
Well, pretty close. Pretty close. Yeah.
Well, locals.
My favorite one is the one we're using today, which is your maple curry.
Yes.
So, spices, maple syrup, where'd it come from?
Well, funny story. So we were hoping to expand the business, and what better ways to do it than to add candies, but confection can be really difficult as well.
Yep.
So we figured if we added sugar, what can we do from sugar? And that introduced us to some of the spices. So
Awesome.
we thought we'd play around with it and see what could happen. I'm a big curry fan. I'm convincing him he
Working
is.
on it.
The recipe that I will tell you about shortly convinced Matt. He is also a curry fan.
Yeah.
But with the key ingredient, like you said, sugar.
Right.
So,
Right.
So you guys are up to how many spices now?
5.
Soon to be 6, because I want to do a rosemary, pepper, garlic blend that is phenomenal. Yeah.
Yep.
So
It's
soon to
very
be 6.
aromatic.
Yeah.
So
you like put it on chicken,
And the whole kitchen
potatoes,
smells like
anything.
it, yeah.
Your whole house smells amazing.
So I have two
For real.
questions.
Yeah.
What are the flavors you offer now?
We have curry.
This is a task.
Yep, it is a task. So we have garlic pepper. We have a cinnamon maple. We have the maple barbecue rub, which I like to call maple magic because it really is magical. We have the curry, and we have the Hunter's Select, which
is
we use
one
for
of my
wild
favorites.
game.
Yeah. I use it on everything.
Do you?
I do, and I love it. And I love it. And I was like,
And the cinnamon.
so my
And
other.
I said cinnamon.
Oh.
Oh, did you? I didn't even hear that, but good. Cinnamon
Yeah.
too, which is delicious. So my other question is, these are great, but for someone like me, who caters for a lot of people, bulk,
We can.
large volume. You
Yeah.
guys looking at doing any?
We haven't, but we could.
Yep.
Yeah.
We have the capacity.
They're
Yeah.
super busy, so I'm not going to stress them out. a lot.
maybe not this month.
Yeah.
This month is a little on hold with other projects.
Right, we are in sugaring season, so the
Yeah.
last thing you want to do, it's like asking me in the middle of wedding season, like, hey, so for next year.
Right.
It is so true,
It
isn't
is
it?
true, right? So I'll
End
leave
of
you
the day.
alone for now, but just know that I love them.
So
They're
Nick's
amazing.
analogy is usually like it's the fourth quarter of the Super Bowl and Tom Brady's down by like 7 points and you're asking him,
Give
hey
her an
Tom,
autograph."
do you want to sign my
Yeah.
stuff? It's like, no,
Not right now.
maybe later.
Right, exactly. That's so true. So
Yeah.
the recipe I picked today, because it went with maple sugaring,
Yep.
as well as your maple curry, and so it's a traditional Quebec dessert,
Yay.
which is pudding chamois, and sometimes Matt will say chamois, but we don't have that French accent, right? And so sometimes I habitually will follow Matt, and I'm like, stop saying it, you're going to make me say it wrong. And so we're doing maple chamois, and we are doing it curry style,
I love it.
which when I told Nick it was curry style, what would you say, Nick?
I was skeptical. It's curry? Really?
Matt was too. He was
So-
like, you're putting what in it?
So I got to tell you, one of our very first dates, I brought him to Lago to have their
S'mores.
Yep. And I was like, "Oh my God, you love maple. This will be perfect. I got to show you how this works." And he gets there, he takes one bite, he's like, "Oh, my mom makes this all the time." Right?
Yeah.
So I'm glad you said Lagos because I was gonna plug them too because Matt and I, that's our favorite dessert in the history of desserts.
We just had it on Friday, last Friday.
No, seriously, actually, it's so
Yeah.
delicious and rich that we always, when we go in, we're like, okay, is it appetizer tonight or is it?
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. I love it. I never thought to do it as an appetizer. That's a great idea.
And I'm just like, but we love it too.
Yeah.
Lagos it was really one of the places that I had it, not for the first time, because it's like a mix, right? Some people call it maple dumplings, some people call it s'mores, some people call it poor man's pudding, which is what it translates to. Yeah. But yeah, Lagos is
so
favorite.
Sandy picked on him and said, no, you're just supposed to say, "It's great, honey, I like it."
My mom thinks this all the time. So is your mom French? Or
Yes, everybody is from Quebec, or their origination.
Ooh, this is a little bit of a pressure.
No.
Jeez, that's like cooking Italian and having an Italian Grammy sitting there. It's like, pressure. So, anyways, that's what we're making today, and we will have a taste test at the end.
Love it.
Which I know it sounds so good. So the first thing we need to do, and as you guys, I don't know if you noticed, but we're not at the garden shop. We're at Maple Hill Farms, which I've told you, but I'm going to add to it. It's not heated in here. And it still is Vermont in April, so it's a little chilly. So my butter hardened a little bit, but you're supposed to do softened butter. And so you do about 2/3 cup. And again, I'm a butter lover, so I don't ever measure my butter. I just say, that's about 2/3.
That looks good, right?
Right? I'm always like, that looks good. So we're going to take that. And if you want to, who wants to do the...
Sure.
All right, so whip that butter right up, and then once we get it a little, guess what we got to do first? Plug her in. I thought I had a jump start next.
I was like,
See, leave it to a guy though to instantly say power. A girl would have been like, "This isn't working." All right, so let's see.
there we go.
All right, we got takeoff. All right, so if you want to have the sugar right to your left. Awesome. So it's about 2/3 cup of butter, and then we're going to add about a cup of sugar, and it could get challenging because it is a little firm, but we're just going to have to work with it because it is cold. So we're going to whip that up really good. No pressure, Nick.
I know, right? The pressure's on right now. This is not how we do it.
I know. So sometimes, here, can you see that for a sec? So sometimes when it gets hard like that,
there you go.
I try to let it get off, but sometimes it ends up all over my kitchen like flying.
There you go.
So, whenever you have technical difficulties in the kitchen, I just keep going with it because eventually it's going to work out, right? Sometimes it doesn't, though. I have to be honest. But all right, so we're going to get that in there. All right, so
There you go. She's got it. She's got it.
turn it back to 2A.
Yeah, she's got it.
By the bum.
They are dating, so there's no need to call HR today. They're not just dating. I heard you're engaged.
Yeah, we are.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, so one egg at a time. And it's crucial for the egg to kind of mix in so you get a full mixture of the egg throughout the batter. See, we're getting there. Good job, Steph.
Thank you.
All right, there we go. All right, we're going to cream that right up. Thank you, sir. Take that flour and the baking powder. All right, looking good.
I think your butter would have been soft if we would have started instead of chatting for the first 10 minutes.
We did.
That was kind of our fault.
But hey, I love chatting. I don't know how to talk it. So what we'll do is we'll get started. So this is going to go pretty quick. And we're going to use maple farm syrup.
I can see the smile through the mask.
So we're going to go 2 cups of syrup. All right, Stephanie. See, you're looking pretty good there. All right, so that's done mixing. Because if you throw the flour in while she's mixing the beater, It's gonna go everywhere. So we're gonna hand stir that in. Awesome. So we'll get this right out of the way because anyone seen me on this cooking show, I'll step on this cord and we'll end up flinging this at your $80,000 expensive maple syrup tank, stressing me out a little bit. All right, so we got the maple syrup going. That's 2 cups of maple syrup because we're gonna get it really hot because what you don't wanna do is add it to your dumpling cold because by the time you put it in the oven, it's gonna heat that maple syrup up. So it's gonna more cook the dumpling and then the maple syrup's not gonna be kind of toffee.
Yep, yep.
So Nick's like, yeah, I know, my mom knows all this. Oh, and
at our house he makes it. I don't. So
Yeah.
he pretends like he doesn't
I make
know.
it. I make it.
He says he doesn't really know what's going on, but he always
I
makes
know,
it. At home.
and I can tell. Like I can sense it, and I was like, Nick's like, yeah, Cass, I know. So 2 cups of cream, but it depends, I guess. For me, this mixture is kind of like how you take your coffee, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I believe that you can add. It normally is ratio to ratio, so 2 cups to 2 cups. I like mine a little bit more maple syrupy, so I tend to go a little less than the 2 cups. But again, depends on what you want, right?
Yes.
So Steph, if you want to grab that whisk, we'll stir that up. It's a little crowded, so I normally don't take over. Who's kidding?
I
Sometimes I do.
Yeah.
So we get that stirred up, and then you can kind of see if you want to start with a little less cream, you can see the color of the mixture, right? So right now it's blonde. You can do a
it
little
already
bit.
smells amazing.
Oh, so you know
It
what I
doesn't
used to
take
do?
very long.
When I used to babysit my nephew, he is probably not a good thing to admit now, but he was so little and he was infatuated with maple syrup.
Oh my
God.
God.
Loved it. So I was 20 something when he was 3 years old, 3 or 4, which was a long time ago. He would, that's my oven. He would, yep, see, Nick, just take charge. He would, I'd have to babysit him, and when you're young, you just want to have fun. You don't really care about the rules. So it'd be breakfast, he'd be watching his cartoons, and I would get a little shot glass for him because I didn't want him to sit there and sip it. And he'd sit there on the couch in a shot glass sipping his maple syrup while he watched cartoons.
Perfect.
And he
I
never
have to
told
say
his
he'd
mom.
fit in our house perfectly
Right?
because
Yep.
that's usually my dessert. We'll just pour a little maple syrup in a saucer and just drink that.
It's been like 10 years and he still remembers.
He
He
still-
goes, do you remember when you used to give me? And I'd be like, yeah, don't tell your mom. So what we're gonna do is we are going to take 2 1/3 cup of flour. So I'm gonna do that a little bit at a time, Steph. You wanna, right there you go. And then we're gonna go, so Nick, in that drawer over here, right by Stephanie, on the top, if you wanna grab the teaspoon. Might have to, yeah, perfect. Awesome. So we need 1 teaspoon of baking powder in there. Perfect.
He left the drawer open like he does at home.
Ouch.
So, Nick, I do too. I'll have the fridge is still open.
Oh, actually, I'm bad at the fridge. I leave that one open too. I'm like, I'm coming right back to it.
Right? Like, what are you doing? All right, so we'll get that all stirred in. And I also, when I'm doing it, add the curry. And again, curry is going to be based on flavor, right? So I love curry, so I tend to add a little bit more. So I'm adding about a tablespoon. And you can kind of see when you start to mix the curry in, you know, what your dough is going to look like. It starts to get a little yellow tint to it. And I taste the dough before I use it, and I say, okay, is it curry enough? Maybe, maybe not. And then I add more. How you doing, Steph? Working out your muscles?
I am.
You're welcome. She hikes mountains. She's totally fine.
Yeah,
everyone.
I got nice leg muscles, but not so much arms. And I'm wearing.
Don't worry. Just be like, ta-da! All right, so we're gonna get that boiling right up there. And so Stephanie's gonna mix that up for us.
For my kids.
Strengthening it. Just going for the arm muscles now. That's awesome.
Nick's
So,
turn.
Steph, if you want to grab that little dish over there to the left, you'll see it. So this is what your dumpling will look like, because I made us some in advance, because you actually have to let this sit in the fridge
Oh, okay.
for 24 hours.
It's cold enough in here.
Kind of, yes. It is actually. And so you're going to mix it up, and it's going to actually look like this. And 24 hours later, it gets a nice, all the butter and everything that we use, and the sugars are going to be really, not hardened, but they're going to be very, Are you good, Nick?
Yeah, I'm working on it.
So by the time you add everything, it's gonna allow the maple syrup to cook in that dumpling batter without it like melting into the maple syrup.
Okay. Normally
So-
at home, I put my hands in.
Me too.
Okay.
And this is your stuff, so go ahead. Or there's gloves over there, because it is the same thing. Once you get into this, it looks pretty good, Nick.
Yeah.
You did a good job. And so,
Are you telling us the truth?
yeah, he did. It's not too bad. And again, I firmly feel that it's because the butter was a little more firm than we would have liked. But all right, so then we'll just get that stirred up. It's perfect. I think it's gonna be great. Your mom would be super proud. And so we're gonna set that aside because I'll use that tomorrow because I'm gonna make some more. So we have our dumpling, and then this is gonna come to a boil, which you want it doesn't have to boil for long. Just bring it to a boil so it's nice and hot. But so we're gonna make little individual disposable ones.
Do you have to watch it so it doesn't boil over? Because when we cook syrup on the
Probably
stove,
not
if
with the
you're-
milk, with the cream.
No, it did. In my
Oh, really?
house. Yeah. I allowed it to get it started to bubble, and when maple syrup starts to bubble, do you agree it's gonna boil really quick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I turned away to do something else. Next
Yeah.
thing I was all over my stove.
Yeah.
It didn't boil as quickly over, like Nick said, because it has the cream in it, but it did boil over.
Yep.
All right, so go ahead, you guys. And Steph, if you want to grab the gloves over there, these are yours. So we'll make a couple of little mini ones. Then you can take it for lunch.
Ooh.
I know. So what is your guys' favorite spice?
I like the maple garlic.
Maple garlic?
Yep, we put it on chicken. Or,
Oh wait, those are probably for your arm muscles. Those are probably too small.
He's got man hands.
I know, those are more for Steph.
I don't think it's gonna work.
We'll let Steph do
It's
that.
all good.
He's got very big man hands.
He's very quiet though when he knows something's not working. I'm like, I'll call it out, Nick, so you don't have to keep going. All right, so you're gonna put the dumpling in, and again,
Can you do it on the bottom?
Yep, because we're gonna pour the maple syrup right over the top. So you don't have to squish it down or anything. You just can drop it right in.
Should I do a little bit less
Yeah,
then?
it'll plop.
Like
Well, I
more,
think
less?
yeah, that's good. Again, it's going to come down to, do you want more maple syrup or do you want more dumpling, right?
Yep.
Because the more dumpling, the more kind of like a pineapple upside down cake on the texture wise. More maple syrup is more like the Lagos, right? So you've got that, where you just want to pick up
sweet.
the
Oh,
gosh. Oh, we
and
do.
you want to drink it?
We do. We do. We
I
don't
don't
waste
allow that
maple.
to
Yeah, we know we drink it.
public.
We don't care. We have no shame.
Oh,
We're
man,
maple
now, every
people. We'll drink
time
it.
I go to get one, I'm going to feel like I have to drink the maple syrup.
Yeah.
I normally just take a spoon and keep.
We did a maple orange Dijon glaze, and literally, like, you want to lick the plate. It's
that
like,
sounds good.
yeah, you're trying not to be awkward about it, but you're like, it's so good.
That was like I cooked dinner last night and I did pan-seared thighs and I did maple glazed carrots with them, and same thing I did pan-fried potatoes, and it's like you want a little extra maple just to kind of pour over everything else.
We used it for I think our pork, and then we used it as a salad dressing after because it's so good.
Oh, awesome.
We're like, all
Nick,
right.
if you want to grab that ladle over
Twofold.
there. All right, so Steph's got it perfect here.
All right,
She's got
am I done?
Yeah,
Okay.
sure. Why not? We can always do more. So as you can see, it's probably like half, but you don't have to spread it down or anything. You just leave it in a clump. Even if you left a big clump, it's gonna spread as it cooks. And so then we're gonna take the maple syrup. Nick, I'll get out of your way and I'll let you do that. So as Nick said, it will boil over, and as Steph made sure she pointed out that we want to be careful. It's the same in the oven, right? So you want to leave at least a 1/4 inch from the top, so that when it starts to cook and boil, it doesn't mess up your oven.
You don't have to clean your oven after.
Yeah.
Do you put it on? Do you
Perfect.
put a pan underneath it ever?
I do.
Okay.
Good question. Yeah, I do totally. And I wrap the pan in foil so I don't have to clean it.
Yeah.
I do that all the
I
time.
pretty much every baking sheet I use, I try to put tin
Right?
foil on it.
That, or when I'm cooking it for catering, I'm like spraying the heck with a.
Please don't stick and make this hard later.
Yeah, exactly. I'm super excited that we've done all of our dishes by hand since we started the company. And this year we're actually getting a dishwasher. So I know.
This is huge.
With our addition, I think I'm more excited about the dishwasher than I am about the addition. It's like, Matt goes, I think you got your priorities backward. I'm like, no. You've never washed dishes for a 200-person wedding.
Right.
And you're hunched over the sink and you've got 200 spoons, 200 forks. Oh. Yeah. It just makes you appreciate things more when you get them, right?
That's for sure.
All right, so...
It was like our cream machine. It's like, no more trying to mix this by hand.
Right?
Yay, look at the machine. You just put it in and you walk away. Well, you can't walk away.
Can't now.
That's not quite true.
She was going to glamify it more
Yeah.
than it did. It's still pretty amazing,
But it's,
right?
you know, again, this is why I don't have arm muscles, I guess.
We're going to work on that.
I know.
All right, so I'm going to move you over just because I'm going to get my pot holders here. And so we're going to get those in the oven. And so you're going to bake them at a nice hot oven of 450. Because again, you want that maple syrup. It's already boiling. You want it to continue to boil. So you're going to bake it for like 20 to 25 minutes.
Okay.
So these are already, we started baking this morning. These are what they come out to look like.
Oh my God, it looks beautiful.
Delish. And so you can always top them. Nick, you want to pull those right on the pan there? And you can top them with ice cream. I was thinking because of their curry, like a little vanilla ice cream with some toasted coconut on it. I thought
that would be good.
kind of along the curry lines.
Yeah.
All right, Nick, we'll have you put those right in the oven. Look at that. We could do all kinds of food shows here.
I love
it. The maple syrup.
We usually have a hot plate and we make like quesadillas or burgers
when
or
you're
whatever.
working?
Hey, when we're cooking.
Yep.
I know, because
Last year was the first year. It's like we were here a long time. I'm like, I'll bring food.
So when you guys start, like what time of day do you typically start and how long?
We start boiling probably 5 o'clock at night.
And how long do you go till?
10:30 or so, 11. Yep.
But you've already worked all day.
We worked all day collecting sap, working in the woods, vacuum and everything, and then it's right here cooking.
Wow.
Or I leave work, drive, meet him, help, make sure he's fed.
No matter what type of farming it is, it's a life, right?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And you gotta enjoy that life.
Yep.
And so, okay, so once you put them in the oven, like I said, it's like 20, 25 minutes in your oven, and then you get this magical dessert, which you two are gonna try.
I can't wait.
I know, I'm so excited. And this is what I do every time with my spoons. I bring them and I was like, well, what did I do with them?
Okay. Nope.
Oh, no, right here. I do it every time. It's like changing kitchens. So, dun, 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 dun.
Mask off.
Yeah, how about
Mask off. Digging in. You go.
it? No pressure, Nick.
No pressure.
You'll have to tell me how hot it is.
It's warm.
It's warm. Can I eat the whole thing?
Yeah.
Do I need to blow on it?
Yeah.
Do I need to blow it?
Oh my God, the curry is life changing.
Right. Who would have thought?
Holy crap, the curry is life changing. I almost
I
swore
know.
on TV. I almost just swore on TV.
We might have edited that out. Because you never know who's watching. But I know,
my
right?
God.
Doesn't it just do a little something to it?
Never guessed in a million years.
I know, because I was like, because you and I were talking when I said I wanted to, Hillary and I wanted to come check out the spices, and you're like, oh, I can't wait to see what you come up with.
my
and I
God,
didn't
it's
want to
phenomenal.
come up with the traditional,
Right.
maple curry noodles.
Oh my God, this is good.
I know.
Who never guessed?
I know.
You get like an added layer of savory in there with the sweet.
right?
That's really what changes it, I think.
And that's what poor Todd, every time he's recording us, and he's like, every time I get to eat it while it's hot and good, and then I get to eat it when it's cold after we're all cleaned up. One of these days, we're going to get him out from behind that camera, and he's going to be a
Todd.
guest. He's like, yeah, I will.
It's like, thanks, you just made it way worse. Oh my God, it is really phenomenal.
Who would have known? I would have never
Isn't that
guessed.
yummy?
I never in a million years would have guessed.
And like I said, that's like a good combo, but I would have maybe, even for me, because I love curry, I would have added just a touch more curry, but Matt said for him it was perfect. It kind of has that still sweet, but then you've got the hint of curry in the background.
You did a
Delicious, huh?
tablespoon?
I did a tablespoon.
Yeah.
Yep. I
Wow,
know.
that's
So
unreal.
good. So, how
my
can I
God,
get
it's
these
phenomenal.
spices?
So,
This one's my favorite.
right now, the garden shop actually has them. Pick and Shovel
Yes, they do.
also has them. Those, I think, are the only two
Two
stores.
stores.
Otherwise, online, and Nick does a lot of home deliveries.
Here I thought I was special.
I do
Yeah.
home deliveries in the Newport,
does. Yeah.
Newport Barton,
And we,
Orleans area.
try to make it as, easy as possible. People usually just give us their address. Sometimes they order online and we just drop it off at their doorstep.
Yep.
Other times people leave us nice little envelopes with love notes on it.
Oh, I didn't do that because I didn't know.
They tape it right to the door.
To the door. You know, we do Venmo stuff, PayPal, so pretty much anything people
Awesome.
like. Some folks pick up stuff here at the Sugar House, like we leave drop boxes or.
And I know Hillary and I are going to
Any way we can possibly get it to folks. We'd love
Right.
more stores, but it takes a little bit of time to
get the stores going.
Yeah.
And that's why, because Hillary and I were like, we've got to find some, you know, she's always looking for stuff to bring to the garden shop, and I'm always looking for stuff to cook with. So this partnership with Hillary and I has been really amazing because we get to, we both get to kind of bring like what we find to the show and also to the garden shop and for me, to my recipes. So she was, when I was like, have you gotten their spices yet? We need to go there. We need to get their spices. But I'm so excited you guys started doing that.
Yeah. Well, we, you know, like I mentioned, we have a couple other ideas, so hopefully we can explore that. I want to do some others that are a little more spicy too.
Yes.
But I think the next on the list is the rosemary garlic pepper, because that was life-changing at home.
It was really good.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was
it
really good.
sounds
and
delicious.
we left, I think, or we went outside for a minute, came back in,
Yeah.
and the entire house smelled phenomenal. We're like, okay, that's a win, and I
That was
haven't
a
even
good,
eaten it
that's
yet.
a good one. Right?
It is true,
Yeah.
like, because that's the way I cook. Is if I do it, but a lot by look.
Yep.
And smell. Sometimes I don't even taste the stuff right away because I'm just.
And you're like, I know it's good.
You know it's good, right? And like I said, I'm like, I'll put your like maple pepper like in my spaghetti sauce, and like, so, and I do it. I use it a lot.
We use the garlic pepper a lot for. I mean, we do it on our eggs. Like this morning, I had toast with avocado and an egg with
avocado toast every day.
Yeah. So I put the garlic pepper on that, and it's perfect.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I know. See, now I'm gonna have to try
And
that
I've
on
been
my avocado
using
toast.
the maple magic in place of like chili powder if we're making chili or whatever. I've been using that instead. But of course, we have it in bulk, so
a little unfair, but who's saying?
Yeah.
But thank you guys for allowing, because I know it is your busy season, and I know Stephanie works full time too, as well as Nick's like, I work full time, but just one job. So
yeah, he works longer hours, I think, than I do.
that's what I'm saying. Like Matt
Yeah.
would say that too, and that Matt, like I was doing my catering and I was working at Louis Garneau, and everyone asked Matt, be like, how does she do it? Matt's like, I work just as long. It's true, right?
My hours are longer, his are more physical. So usually at the end of the day, I'm like, hey, let's go do stuff. And he's like, I'm tired.
I know, 'cause sometimes
I just snowshoed through the woods for 8 hours.
Yeah, sometimes I see you guys at night after work, and I was like, ugh. Because I'm like, how are they still like outside moving? And I started laughing, and I was like, Matt, want to go for a walk? He's like, get off the internet. I don't care what other people are doing.
Yes.
He's like, Nick's probably like, me too. So thank you guys for having us at your
Thank
farm.
you so much.
It was a lot of fun. It was a
Yes.
lot
I
of fun.
appreciate you coming. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Absolutely.
It was a lot of fun.
Take care, everyone. See you
Thank
next
you.
time.